Hello everyone, it's March 23rd, Friday, March 23rd, and it's gonna be the second to last game in the series. Phone is ringing, but I'll just ignore that. It's gonna be LiquidJInro versus AlivePS. Um, Okay, I guess this is alive, but I don't know why it's PS. Maybe he changed teams. I haven't really been paying attention to them recently. He is going to be playing well, no, Alive should be playing Terran. So I take that all back. I have no idea who this is, but it is from the Korean ladder, I assume. Yes, it is. So LiquidJInro is going to be playing against a Protoss player. On Shakura's plateau, he's throwing up his supply depot up at the front. There's the SCVs bit being produced. Not too much to actually say about the game in the beginning. Chrono Boost going down on the Nexus, and we should be seeing that gateway getting constructed in just a moment. There it is coming up for Alive. He's going to be moving up to the front. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong that Alive plays Terran. I just wanted to make sure. I can't quite remember as of the moment. Looks like Jinro will be closing this off, and that will prevent the probe scout. He actually stops construction, sends that probe right out to do some, or that SCV right out to do some scouting. Barracks is about to complete, and he will soon be getting his first orbital command up. Where is that probe? Oh, it got stuck over here. The pathing does get a little bit messed up. It's as if that probe is telepathic. He knows that there's a wall up there and he won't be able to get it into the base. There's that second supply depot now getting finished up by Jinro. The probe will begin zapping away here. Will do a little bit of damage, but that Marine is finishing up, so Jinro will be able to defend his supply depot. The SCV is scouting about Alive's base. He's gonna see the cybernetics core halfway complete, and no second gas as of yet. Should be seeing this soon if Alive is deciding to do a little bit of teching. And Jinro having no gas for himself, he will be doing an expansion. There it is coming up at the natural expansion. No hidden ninja expansions as of the moment. Cybernetics core now researching the warp gate tech. First Stalker is also on the way for Alive. Jinro now making additional Marines. We should be seeing additional barracks getting plopped down real soon. There's the first one. Another one should be on the way for Jinro. There it is, the second barracks, or the second, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. The third barracks now on the way for Jinro, as well as the gas. We'll see if he tells double gas. There it is. Double gas on the way inside of the main. He will soon be getting a tech lab to get up that first upgrade. We also have a single SCV hiding in the corner over here. Interesting to see what he's going to be doing with that. Stalker moving across the field. Couple of Marines up at the top of the ramp, but Alive could possibly do a little bit of damage here. Looks like he will quickly turn that around. The Marines doing a bit of damage to the shields. I think that Stalker could have shot maybe once before turning around. Jinro now transferring a couple of SCVs down to the natural expansion. Second orbital command now on the way, and Alive is also grabbing a natural expansion of his own. 2 additional gateways popping up for Alive, and I think he may try to do a little bit of 3-gate pressure after getting his natural expansion up and while teching. So there's the robo facility coming up for Alive as well. And inside of Jinro's base, he's getting that stim pack from that first tech lab. Also, Marauder's going to be popping out onto the field real soon as well. Mule's getting dropped at the natural expansion. And he is also throwing down additional supply depots up at the front, just to wall this off a little bit more in case Alive decides to go for some sort of aggression off of these 3 gateways. But it looks like he's not interested in doing that anytime soon. Well, they are warping in right now, and Alive hasn't moved out his units. Additional probes getting chrono boosted right now. Alive wanting to catch up a little bit in terms of economy. Jinro has his second command center up for a while. Surprised to see him cutting SCVs as of this moment. He's building his engineering bay as well as another supply depot, getting a factory up. And now SCV production has resumed. Jinro with basically what is mass Marines up at the front. No Marauders on the way, surprisingly. And there's another reactor on the way for Jinro, and his factory will allow the production of those medevacs real soon after, of course, getting the starport. Twilight Council and 2 forges on the way alive, definitely going for a long-term game. No additional production facilities, but definitely going for those very powerful Protoss upgrades. Twilight Council will allow him to get those +2/+2 upgrades as well. Jinro now grabbing a 3rd gas, and a starport is also on the way. Another reactor coming up for that starport, and I think Jinro will use that factory to do some scouting later on. Jinro closing this off completely, and Jinro actually has been in the dark for this entire time. He doesn't know what his opponent is doing. Does he know about what's going on over here? I guess he's scanned and he does see the double forge as well as the Twilight Council coming up. And Alive is going to get that blink upgrade just to cover his bases in case Jinro decides to go really drop heavy. And the Marines and Marauders coming into the main. I believe Jinro sees that observer and the scan goes down, kills it off. Alive wanted to keep that observer alive, but just couldn't quite do it. There's the double starport, or the double medevacs being produced out of that single starport with the reactor. Jinro continuing to make SCVs, and the 4th gas now on the way. Alive has his 4th gas up and running already. He's getting out additional upgrades as well as gateways, let's see, 4 through 6. The 2 upgrades are getting chrono boosted as well as the blink finishing up, and Jinro getting ready to move out. He's got 2 medevacs as well as a substantial Marine Marauder ball. We'll see if he's able to do any sort of damage here. And Alive does see this. He's going to move his probe back from the watchtower. Very nice map awareness by Alive. He's going to be able to warp in additional units. I don't believe Jinro is going to be able to push up here, especially with so many sentries up at the front. He probably could try to do a drop inside of the main, but I don't know how much damage he's going to be able to do at that. A single stalker does blink up onto the high ground just to spot. He's got the patrol going down as well. Alive watching the front. Scan going down. An immortal does pop out up at the front. Force fields going down up top, and the stalkers also moving to the main base just in case Jinro decides to hop in there. And Jinro looking to possibly drop at the natural expansion as well, but Alive continuing to warp in zealots. The all the gateways are up and running. The factory moving to the corner over here, as well as a single Marine guarding for a 3rd base. Jinro back at home grabbing a 3rd expansion for himself, as well as a bunch of additional barracks, 2nd engineering bay, as well as the armory to be able to get additional +2 upgrades. Alive getting his +2/+2 right now. He will have the upgrade advantage for a certain amount of time. Not too sure exactly how long. Additional zealots being warped in right now. I believe Alive may be going for a 2-base push. He's got his zealots and his immortals coming out the front. Blink stalkers to follow up as well. Twilight Council is not researching. Actually, charge is already done, and we have Templar Archives on the way for Alive as well. Jinro positioning himself inside the center of the map. He's getting a couple of units up at the 3rd expansion, getting ready to float that command center out. It is going to be an orbital command, so triple orbital is going to give him a really nice, strong economy. And with this, Alive is going to have to do some damage, or else he's going to be pretty far behind in terms of economy. A scan going down to see if there's an observer. I believe he actually picked it off already. And back inside of Jinro's main, additional starport coming up, as well as a Ghost Academy, more barracks to sustain additional production, +2 on the way for Jinro as well. Both armies positioning themselves inside the center of the map. Alive needs to spread his units out a little bit. He has the Immortals and the Sentries all clumped up in one location. Archon's being morphed, a scan going down to see exactly what's going on inside of the main. And Jinro pushing out with a really small force here. He should not get that caught out of position, or else he will fall really far behind in terms of army count and could sustain a counterattack Looks like Jinro is getting ready to push on that next base. Blink forward, looks like these two medevacs will get away onto the high ground. But Jinro taking the chance to stim and run into the third base, forcing the cancel. And looks like the entire Protoss army is going to come over here to reinforce. And those medevacs need to lift off. The Blink Stalkers coming forward. And the stim pack going down on all of the Marines and the Marauders. The Stalkers are on Blink cooldown, so all of these units will be able to get away. And Alive unable to catch all of those units out of position. Oh man, getting jumbled with my words here. Jinro getting his third base up over here. I'm surprised he didn't lift and just come down here, seeing the positioning of his command center. And it looks like Alive will take a third base up here in the north position and take a fourth base at the same time as well. Jinro now getting out Vikings in case there are any Colossus on the field, but it looks like Alive not going for Colossus. Additional gateways getting propped up here. Mobius reactor on the way for our Terran player, so those ghosts will have extra energy as soon as they spawn. A fourth base being taken by LiquidJInro right now. Bunch of Marines and Marauders moving to the center of this map. Single Zealot moving to the front. He will kill one Marine, but that's about it. More Vikings on the way, and this might be a mistake by Jinro. He doesn't actually know about the composition of Alive, which is mainly gateway units as of this moment. There is a Colossus den on the way for Alive, but still no Colossus out in the field. I guess he only feels safe getting those Colossus off on 4 bases, and Jinro now building a couple of missile turrets inside the center of the map. And Alive only now getting his storm upgrade. Another observer getting picked off over there. +3 ground weapons on the way as well as +1 shields for our Protoss player. Jinro stimming a couple of units, going to take control of that watchtower, and another command center is on the way for LiquidJInro over here. More gateways coming up for Alive, and he's got a bunch of idle probes. That's not exactly what he wants to be doing as of this stage of the game, and he's got a bunch of Templar patrolling over here as well. Too bad they don't auto-storm or auto-feedback as soon as they see medevacs. Another command center coming up for Jinro, so he's definitely going to be trading some SCVs eventually. He's got a very powerful infrastructure over here. Ghost cloaking on the way as well. Additional barracks coming up all the time for Jinro. He's banking so much money. More Templar out on the field, and still no Colossus, but it looks like armor +3 on the way as well as +2 shields. Scan going down inside of the main. It looks like Alive senses it, and he sees and moves the High Templar just a little bit just to make sure he has everything covered. Jinro looks like he's content to sit back for a while, and +3 is about to finish up. That will make this Terran ball extremely powerful. However, Alive with all of these Zealots, he's also got a War Prism out in the field. It does have speed. He's going to be moving that up to the front. Templar are inside to prevent the Stormers from getting EMP'd, and it looks like Jinro is going to move back just a little bit. Scan going down to see exactly what the composition is. Dark Shrine is about to complete. A couple of units hiding over here for Jinro, perhaps to drop on this fourth base. Jinro now taking a 5th base, and this might be a planetary fortress. There it is coming up, but Alive getting into position. He's got the Vikings force spotting overhead, and it looks like Alive will not want to engage in that position, especially with so many Zealots inside of his mix. +3 now finishing for Jinro, and the High Templar now moving back. A little bit of a drop inside of the main. Looks like they will get the Templar Archives. That's not what Alive wants to see happen over here. And the Stormers arriving back at home as well. And Jinro is taking the chance to push at that 3rd base, and it looks like no, he will not do it. A couple of Marines and Marauders still remaining over here. Alive not doing a good job of cleaning that all up. And Jinro repositioning himself And the Vikings now moving forward, and it looks like they will get sacrificed to the Stalkers. And a couple of stims going down on the entire army over here. The Zealots getting ready to charge into action. The sentries getting ready to force field as well. Are there any observers? EMP going down on the entire Protoss army. Storms, but it's not quite enough. The two ghosts with the cloak doing massive amounts of damage over here. And it looks like I guess a couple of units did get hit by EMP, and here comes the main battle. The Zealots moving into action, and the Ghosts cloaking up, and they will be able to shoot down a couple of these units. Scan going down as well. Alive's army is starting to get chewed up, and it looks like the Ghost's going to be able to shoot away a couple of additional units, but there are now observers on the field. Storms going down. Alive is staying alive with those storms. Dark Templar out on the field. Scans will be forced over here, and JINRO's food is definitely falling really rapidly with the scans. And it looks like the two Immortals doing plenty of work over here. 7 kills on this one. And +3 shields now on the way for Alive. JINRO now trying to macro up his army once again. He does have a substantial ball already. Basically not making any additional Marines. He's making Ghosts instead of Marines. Alive running dry at his natural expansion. He's got his 3rd up and running, though. He does have a robotics bay over here. He has 2 robotics bay. Okay, I guess he canceled the other one. And JINRO on a very healthy 6 bases. Probably going to see an orbital, planetary fortress over here. Surprised to see that JINRO hasn't actually traded any SCVs. And there are nuclear missiles on the way for JINRO. 3 nuclear missiles to be exact. He's going to try to get his opponent out of position. Another planetary fortress over here. Alive now banking plenty of money. However, he's still only on 4 bases to JINRO's 6. So we'll see how he's going to be able to take down these bases and secure an advantage for himself, mainly morphing in Zealots as of this moment. And now Colossus joining the field. Will this catch JINRO out of position and off guard? There's the Zealots now charging into battle. The planetary fortress trying to get repaired. EMPs going down all over the Zealot ball. And it looks like the force fields, not the force fields, the feedbacks going down all over this army and missed EMPs. And Alive will be falling back, trying to regen those shields for the moment. And JINRO healing up his Marauders. Vikings are now on the way once again, 4 at a time. And this will diminish the capabilities of those Colossus. +3 shields is about to finish up for Alive, and another transfer of those probes to the north side. An extended thermal lance now only finishing up at the 25-minute mark. JINRO with a massive amount of ghosts. He does have those 3 nuclear missiles as well. A couple of medevacs in the air. He will want to heal up those ghosts as well. A couple of cloaked ghosts up at the front. JINRO now moving forward with those ghosts, perhaps going to try to drop some nukes or some clutch EMPs, and it looks like a nuclear missile being launched on that island. Will it be able to do enough damage? A scan going down to see exactly what's going down, and it looks like JINRO will cancel that nuclear missile, and another ghost moving to the backside, perhaps trying to sandwich that army, or maybe drop a nuke on one of these expansions. And it looks like the Protoss army is trying to advance over here once again. JINRO only at 180 supply. What is he doing? Nuclear missile being launched on this location. It looks like Alive will be forced to back up. That nuclear missile will get canceled. And a Ghost going to be launching a nuke at this 3rd base. Will Alive see it? Looks like he's backing up his army, trying to get over to this location. The probe's getting pulled. He knows that there's a nuke being launched over here, and the nuke does land, but it doesn't kill much of anything. It looks like it will hurt this one pylon, do a little bit of damage to this nexus, and it looks like the observers finally arrive, and that Ghost gets completely fried. I guess there was a little bit of a drop over here. Ghosts and Vikings out in the field. 2 additional nuclear missiles on the way. 3 additional command centers being constructed somewhere. Where are they? There's one. There's another one. So it looks like Jinro going to be getting additional orbital commands. Nuclear missiles now finishing up 2 additional ghosts, cloaking and moving forward. Scan going down. Looks like there are observers in the air. He can clean up these ghosts. More scans going down to see exactly the positioning of this Protoss army. Nuclear missile being launched over here at this base, and it will deny mining for a certain amount of time. More ghosts being moved forward. Double nuclear missile at the natural expansion of Alive. I believe at least some of these nuclear missiles will land, and one nuke does land. Not too much damage being dealt, but over here a couple of probes mining gas will get taken down. Looks like one assimilator and the Templar Archives getting nuked as well. More nuclear missiles, 4 at a time now for Jinro. Ghost now retreating back home. Alive trying to blink forward, and there's the 2 ghosts going to be retreating back home once again. Single ghost checking out this expansion. Looks like he will get killed off. And the 2 ghosts over here will begin launching nuclear missiles on these cannons. And Alive is a little bit far away from that to defend that nuclear missile, so it looks like this one will hit, kill off 2 cannons, and maybe hurt a pylon. Actually, I don't think it'll actually kill these cannons. Actually, I take that back. Looks like it does kill those cannons. Another nuclear missile will land inside the center of the map. Down it goes. And here comes another nuclear missile, and the Protoss army is now pushing this location. Does he see the nuclear missile? Looks like the scan going down, and Jinro needs to cancel that nuke. Cancel the nuke. Oh no! Jinro losing his entire army to his own nuke, down to only 87 supply. Jinro saying, oh, and Alive saying, LOL. And this game is definitely in favor of Alive as of this moment. He's going to be moving forward with his maxed out army. And GG from LiquidJInro. Very surprising way for this game to end. Alive not really doing too much to clean up this game, but Jinro doing it for Alive. And I hope you enjoyed that cast. We'll be back for the last game in this series of a game a day tomorrow, on Saturday the 24th, and I'll see you guys then.